I was at Union Station this week, and the ticket agent ahead of me she was helping an elderly lady. At a certain point, I noticed the agent, ticket agent, like waving at me. She was waving, trying to get my attention. She needed help. The lady she was trying to help couldn't figure out how to scan her credit card through the reader. I walked up behind the lady and took the credit card out of her hand and swiped it through the machine. She was oblivious to what was going on. Later, I passed the same lady wandering around, trying to find her way to the trains. I told the conductor to be on the lookout for this one. They were already on it. It was obvious she needed help. We've all probably been in a similar spot, but which is worse, needing help and asking for it, and needing help and not even knowing that you need help? I don't have the answer to that, but at least I know where I'm going. Welcome. Welcome to Illinois Bridging Awareness. I'm Stanley Smith at Illinois Bridging Awareness, where we're all trying to figure it all out, and we're doing so in fits and starts. Sometimes we're in our do mode, and sometimes we're just having to sit back and do nothing. Jim Downs said that sometimes doing nothing can be a very, very active state. Last week, we talked about our life journey and the idea that God gave us free will so we can discern between right and wrong. I was Presbyterian long enough to believe that there was no such thing anymore as right and wrong, and that there was no devil and no evil. And we just kept adding more and more letters to the list of things that weren't wrong anymore. And we kept doing that each week. And we see where that got us. The last couple of weeks in church, we had the readings about the wheat and the tares, or the wheat and the weeds. Should we let the weeds be, or should we pull them out? The message is to just let them be, and God will take care of it. But in our time, there seems to be an uprising of the weeds, trying to pull us out instead. And it's all being done in the name of social justice. The notion of noblesse oblige has gone out the window because it's racist. I was encouraged on the call to see it for what it all was. It's all just a con job. We're led to believe that maybe we're the weeds and we just don't know it. It's all very confusing. But chances are, if we're even considering the option that we might be the weeds, that's pretty good indication that we're not, because it's highly unlikely that the weeds are having the same conversation in their minds, because, well, they're weeds. In Illinois Bridging Awareness, we're trying very hard to make sense of it all. And in the process, none of us want to make a mistake or be wrong about anything. But recognizing that we're wrong is the first step in learning and growing. How often do you hear a self-proclaimed genius tell you about something new they learned, or an expert telling you they were wrong about something? Each week on the call, we examine a topic. Last week, we talked about having blocks, having multiple inner children, having trauma babies, how life is like amateur hour, and that it takes a lot to incarnate into this life, forming a physical body, living, surviving, making a living, and finding our way in the world. It's all very significant. And then on top of all that, we're supposed to make something out of it all. Wow. We do. We all have our filters, and it's our way of expressing our free will, and it allows us a special insight into the structure of reality, navigating our blocks and triggers to see if we're exhibiting a pattern of behavior for good and for bad. Is it an additive process or a subtractive process? Is it a yes, yes, yes experience, or a no, no, no spiral? Where is the proof and where is the documentation? All the facts of it all. Well, it's all in the story of our lives, our testimony. and listening to the story of others. Norma Edwards will be sharing her story with us next week, the story of her near death experience and the message she was sent back to give us. One of the reasons I reached out to Norma was because she mentioned in her video that she worked in ministry in Washington, D.C. When I talked to Norma on the phone, I asked her, well, which church was that? She said it was the New York Avenue Presbyterian Church in Washington, D.C. New York Presbyterian is the Peter Marshall Church. I looked up a couple sermons by Peter Marshall, and they read like a testimony for today. What's up is down, and what's right is wrong. It's not a new story, but our ability to navigate it does seem to waver over time. When I looked up New York Pres today, I noticed that Sarah Johnson is now their senior pastor. I knew Sarah years ago when she was a pastoral intern. Sarah was known for wearing these stylish Scottish plaid skirts with a snappy zipper up the back. I reached out to Sarah, and we'll see what part of the puzzle she might be able to add. As crazy as the world seems to be, it's also a very small place, and it's even more connected when we share our stories and are willing to reach out to others. Extra fertilizer and care won't make the weeds productive. Only God can do that. And this is abhorrent to the weeds. They're highly offended by it. It's all highly problematic in our time, but our time won't be forever. We will find our way, whether we ask for help or not. But asking for help is not a bad place to be. It's not a bad place to start your journey, especially if you're one of the wheat. If you would like to join us at Illinois Bridging Awareness, the Saturday call is every Saturday at 9 a.m. Central Time on Zoom. I will include my email in the description of this video. I'll be happy to send you an invitation. And I look forward to seeing you very, very soon.